5. Wow. Y'all have been waiting for your TV recap queen, and she's back. She's back, and she's better than ever. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another video by your ultimate fave. Now, if you are new here today, you know exactly what to do. Click the subscribe button, but I'm pretty sure after this video, you probably will. And for all my returning subscribers, welcome to another video by Ultimate Fave. The ultimate fave, the one and only ultimate fave, TV recap queen, head girl of the cube. I think betili. No, these days, guys, on a serious note, I'm even done apologizing. I just feel like this year has been a bummy year for me. But anyway, guys, I am back and I am doing a highly, probably one of the most highly requested TV recaps from me in the year of 2024, and that is Mommy Club Sugar and Spice. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, quick disclaimer before I even begin. Quick disclaimer to anyone who's going to be watching this video, to any of the mommies, I want you guys to know that nothing is ever said in bad faith. This is an entertainment channel, so I really want you guys to know that what I'm saying about you is based off what we are seeing on your show, not necessarily a true testament of your character. So I'm going to try by all means not to, you know, bulldoze anyone. That's part and parcel as to why I didn't want to do TV recaps for some time, because I just had to kind of reflect and realize if I'm not being a bit too like abrasive towards the mummies and rough, because these are people at the end of the day. And I know for a fact personally, if you've ever said some bullshit about me on a platform and then you want to come work with me, like, that ain't finna happen, mama. That ain't finna happen. So to all the mommies, please just know that this is purely for entertainment purposes, and this is not a reflection of how we feel about you as individuals. This is a reflection of how we feel about the characters you've played on the show. So yeah, guys, today we are going to be reviewing the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice. Now, I'm going to be super honest, and by starting off with honesty, I am having a y'all know by the glass what I'm having, shall? Oh, guys, and by the way, fun fact, it's my dad's birthday today. It's my dad's birthday today. I'm filming this video on the 6th of November, and I'm hoping to have it out by tomorrow, which is the 7th. It's my dad's birthday on the 6th, and then mine is on the 11th of November. So I have actually kind of gotten back into the groove of things. I'm kind of ready to dive back into the platform, but there are so many things that I've decided to change, and you guys are actually going to see the changes occur throughout the month of November, December, and beginning of 2025. But essentially, one of the reasons why I strayed away from doing TV recaps, one of the reasons why I took a break, is because I just felt like my content was becoming a bit stagnant. I felt like my content was becoming quite stagnant. I felt very bored myself with the content I was producing, so I decided it's time to pivot and do something completely different and new. So you will be seeing new content coming out on this platform, and there's a reason why I took a break, decided to kind of reflect, recoup, and come back with something that fully represents who I am going into the third floor, which is my 30s. So anyway, TV recaps are still a thing, but I've decided that I'm going to do them with a little bit more care and affection. That don't mean I am finna drag all y'all, because I'm going to drag each and every one of you guys. Because I haven't done a character breakdown, this video is going to be quite long, so I want you guys to get a drink, sit down, relax, because I'm going to do a character breakdown, a little bit of the recap of the show, as well as the reunion. I'm not going to try and make it too long. I'm going to make it as quick as possible, but I do want to go through all the elements so you guys can understand. So without rambling too much, which I probably already have, we are going to start by naming all the characters of the show, and I'm going to start with none other than Lenore. Okay, so Lenore is actually one of my favorite characters. Lenore is a mother of 3. She's got Mia, she's got I think Jana, is it? I forgot her other daughter's name. I know Mia is the eldest, and then followed by Alessandro, and then followed by, I think, her youngest daughter, which is Jana, or it starts with an HYNAAH. I just don't want to butcher your name. She's got beautiful daughters. I absolutely love Lenore this season, and one of the reasons that I loved her is because Lenore actually stands 10 feet 10 toes in the sand. Do you understand? Like, I was watching Lenore because I felt like when the show started, I was worried that Lenore was going to try outshine the other ladies, judging from episode 1 of the baby shower, how she's dressed, how she comes across, you know, her personality is quite strong. So I was worried that to a certain degree, Lenore would kind of try outshine the ladies, but she actually didn't. You know, she kept true to herself, she kept true to her word, she was very supportive, and she's definitely in my top 3. I can't decide who's my number 1, but for now, let's leave Lenore at number 1 of my favorite ladies in the house. No! Ooh. Okay, but we'll get to that. The next lady that I'm going to introduce, well, the next 2 ladies are twins. The twins we have in the house are none other than Rish and Losh Naidu. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. Quick disclaimer. There is a delivery coming for me from a man, child. It's not Adam. I've cut off all my niggas. This is a completely new nigga. Like, this is a completely new playing field. And I was told there's a delivery on the way for me. So if I kind of cut, please, like, don't be mad. But the next ladies that we have are Losh and Rish Naidu. Now, Losh and Rish are twins, and they are twin sisters, and it's very hard to tell them apart. Like, I couldn't tell them apart for a better part of this entire season. But one thing I will tell you is that I think the one who is a bit more, like, outspoken is Rish. Losh, on the other hand, I think is the one who's a little bit less spoken, because I could tell from obviously watching the diaries and trying to keep in tune with who's who. Rish is the one who seemed like very, towards the end of the episode, she was the one who was very outspoken and very, well, I wouldn't say defensive, but I would say the one who's not afraid to speak her mind, whereas Losh would rather, you know, she's kind of like a stand back. She does speak when she needs to speak, but I didn't really see that fiery energy out of her as opposed to when I saw it out of Rish. And I think Rish is the one whose child is Mia, and Losh is the one who has the triplets, the triplet girls. Absolutely like them as well. I wouldn't mark them in my top 3. If I really had to, I'd pick Rish, but I'm still very much on the fence. I really did like Rish coming throughout the show, but towards the end of the show, I just felt like she was just being a tad bit ridiculous, and she kind of dropped, like, you know, but they still definitely, I lean more towards liking them than I do lean to disliking them. I have no issue with them. They are great twin sisters. They seem really friendly. They seem rich. Did you see how they both came out with Porsches? Porsche. And this is how I can tell. Rish has the gray Porsche, and Losh has, I think, the white one. No, Rish has the white Porsche, because Rish, they both orthopedic, they both, what do you call them? Orthopedic surgeons. Yeah, something. I really don't want to confuse anything, but they are both, I think, clinical specialists in their own right, but they help people who have disabilities. So they are doctors by profession. I would call them doctors, right? And if I'm butchering it, I'm sorry, but I really do think they are doctors in their own right. And love them, love what they stand for. They also sew, they make clothes on the side. They have really beautiful relationships with each other as sisters and with their families and their kids. Love that. That's why they are still, I can't decipher where I'm placing them, but I'm just gonna place them like midway in the middle for now. So we've got Lenore at number 1, and we've got Rish and Losh maybe 4 and 5. I'm still trying to decide who's in top 2 and top 3. The next lady that we have is Davina. Like, I really like Davina, but I think Davina's very laid back. I didn't get much of her throughout the season, but I really liked her. And maybe I'm just, Davina's the richest.
Bling, bling, bling. Bitches is mad.
Ching ching. Bling bling, baby. It's a rollie. Davina, off the bat, when I saw that, was it a McLaren? I was just like, oh, baby. Of course you're humble and you're nice. You don't have to prove nothing to these broke ass bitches. You ain't got nothing to prove to these broke ass bitches. Oh my God. Hello. Guys. Yo, guys. I'm having a meltdown. Anyway, where was I? Where was I? Back to Davina. Davina, you can see off the bat by her house, by her cars, that Davina is literally like, she could be on the Housewives of Durban as well, because she really is about that shmoney, baby, like Sarisha vibes. You understand what I'm saying? Look, I mean, nobody really compares to Vivian Reddy, but her husband is a pretty close match to what we mean when we say luxury. You understand? Her lifestyle, her aesthetic, not necessarily her husband. Anyway, Davina is also someone that I really like. I am a little bit indifferent to Davina, and I'll tell you why. I didn't feel her stand out this season. I like that she stands on business, but I feel like she just kind of blended into the background a little bit for me, which kind of, I don't know, kind of threw me off because, well, I mean, she really is the nice one, and I think that's what I liked about her, but I was quite indifferent to Davina, so I don't really have much to say about her, but she is a nice person. The next person we'll tackle is Natasha. Oh, Natasha, what am I gonna do with you? What am I gonna do with you? Natasha is also one of the ladies who have joined the Mommy Club Sugar and Spice. Now, I think Natasha doesn't have a child, but she's got stepchildren. But Natasha is famous because she's a very big supermodel. She's international. She went on L'Official India. She's traveling. She's living, baby. She was the first person to walk on Milan Fashion Week. The first Indian South African woman to walk on Milan Fashion Week, because she's about that life. That there was no sarcasm there. There was a little bit of sarcasm, but try overlook it, okay? But okay, no, rubbish aside, sarcasm aside, Natasha is a very well-known name in the modeling industry and also in the Indian modeling world. Well, I think in the modeling world in general, but she is kind of like that icon from the Indian culture of like being just a supermodel. She's absolutely gorgeous. She seems pretty laid back to me. I liked her throughout most of the season, except the reunion. I think the reunion, I was kind of taken aback because I liked Natasha throughout the season. I really had no qualms with her. She seemed really nice, and there was that. Then we've got Abigail. Meh. Abigail's the only one where I was just looking and I was just like, yo. I'm not gonna share what I was thinking when I thought of Abigail, né? But we've got Abigail who's also, I don't know what Abigail does, but I know she's an attorney by profession, and I remember that from one of the games that they were playing. So we've also got Abigail. Abigail's probably in like my least favorite. She seems a bit flip-floppy to me, and I picked it up way before the ladies picked it up. She seems a bit flip-floppy to me, and I guess that's what lawyers do, because I heard that she's an attorney, or she's a lawyer by profession. I don't know if a lawyer and an attorney, it's the same thing. Seems like the same thing. I don't know. But yeah, she's one of my least favorites. Her and Davina, I'm pretty indifferent about them. And then we've got Asharia. Asharia is also someone I'm quite indifferent about. I think she seems pretty nice, but there's been no standout for me this season. Davina, Abigail, and Davina, Abigail, and Asharia, there's been no standout for me. The standouts have been Lenore, Rish, Losh, Christina, and Natasha. And Naliana, but Naliana not even. Right? So the other three ladies, because I think there's 9 of them. So then I've mentioned Natasha, I've mentioned Abigail, I've mentioned everybody, and then the last person that I'm obviously going to mention, second last, Naliana, also not moved by Naliana, and then the last we have Christina. Christina's gone. Now Christina's the youngest of the group, and she has definitely trailblazed this season. I'm going to be super honest and say there would be no Mommy Club Sugar and Spice without Christina. There would be no Mommy Club Sugar Spice without Christina, even though you grated my sugar and my spice. You grated my Salati and my Robertsons. I wanted to hit my TV screen every time you popped up. But I'm going to give you your roses. There would be no Mommy Club Sugar and Spice without Christina. Christina's the youngest one. She's 26, and she's also like a newly fledged mom. Oh, and there's also Kim Jones. Kim is also actually one of like the people that I do like, surprisingly. I like Kim. I don't know how I'm gonna rate them in order of 1 to 10. There's a lot of them, but I'll try to see what I can do. But essentially, there's Christina, there's Naliana, there's Natasha, there's a lot of them. Babangata. There's too many breakdowns to be done. But the newly fledged moms and the youngest ones are Kim Jones and Christina, closely followed by Naliani, my apologies. I don't know what Naliani's role was this season. Like, I think for me, Naliani was just there to be beautiful, and she did it very fucking well. My filming room is so hot that actually, because I'm wearing a bust down, it's going underneath my armpits. But where was I? I'm sorry if I'm glistening. It's because obviously y'all know I got that high blood pressure. I don't have high blood pressure. I'm just saying. So Naliani, I didn't really understand her role in the show this season. I just think, I don't know, babe. Like, but she's gorgeous. Yo! When she like came in, I was saying, oh, now she is absolutely stunning. Naliani's beautiful. But anyway, that's more or less the entire cast. Now let's break down what essentially the season was about and the explosive reunion, okay? Now, was there a need for Mommy Club Sugar and Spice? Absolutely. I really loved the spin-off from the Johannesburg group. I feel like the Johannesburg group, at some point, it was great, but it was missing something. And I'm going to just say this without sounding like I'm shading Johannesburg. Sugar and Spice really came with a lot more, you know, it was fun. Like you saw a lot of these women who obviously lived these very affluent lives, even though I feel like to a certain degree the storyline became very boring. But you could see that these women are living this affluent Mommy Club life as compared to Mommy Club Johannesburg. Because I know Mommy Club, in my understanding, the essence of Mommy Club is about women who are mommies and live this very lavish life and take care of their kids and go to Pilates. That's what I'm understanding, right? So if I'm comparing the two franchises, I think Mommy Club Sugar and Spice definitely gave more of that Mommy Club aesthetic than what Johannesburg gave, and that's just the facts, right? But I love the fact that the Mommy Clubs and I'm also going to say this, I love the fact that with the Mommy Club Durban, I have to stop calling it Durban, Mommy Club Sugar and Spice, which is essentially Mommy Clubs of the people who live in Durban, is that they also had a lot more like very formal jobs. So they're tackling a lot of things. Like they have lawyers, occupational therapists, you have people who are business owners, and like there was something a lot like very much cemented. Now I'm obviously not trying to say that the ladies from Joburg weren't, as you understand, but they had a lot more like formal, very high esteemed profile jobs, which kind of really shed light on how you can still live this life and still be like at the top of your game, making your own money and stuff like that. So please, Mommy Club, who was even in Mommy Club Johannesburg? I remember Mrs. Mops, and my mind is blank. I'm thinking of Sugar and Spice and I'm thinking of my flowers. Anyway, so essentially the premise of the show, where I think the drama started, is when they had Kim Jones's baby shower. Now that was planned by Naliani, and you could already tell that there was some sort of like funny things from Naliani, which is where I kind of started, like the disdain for Naliani started, because when Leno walked in, she said she saw T-Man from the A-Team or something, and I think as much as they were gunning at Naliani for that in the reunion, I don't think Naliani was saying that out of malice. I really don't. Like T-Man from the A-Team or something like that. But I do see the little, it wasn't that diary session where I could pick up that Naliani's a mean girl. It's everything else encompassed. How she spoke about other people, how she spoke down to the other people. Naliani, baby, I'm just gonna have to tell you straight up, you're a mean girl. Whether you like it or not, I think she's obviously got this pretty privilege where she seemingly like feels like she gets away with saying these things because, oh, this is what producers asked me. No, mama, all those women are beautiful, and none of those women were taking jabs at each other the way you were taking jabs at them. So I feel like, you know, some pretty girls just exude that mean girl energy, and I feel like Naliani was one of them for me, and that's what made me dislike her. Like, I'm happy if they don't bring her on the second season. I feel like she brought the tea at the reunion. She really did bring the tea, but she was also a mean girl, and the two things can coexist. Like, you're not friendly to be around. However, you're not a liar. We can also give you that. But yes, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I really didn't like you. Like, I really didn't not like you, but I really didn't like you. So I was indifferent, but it led more to the dislike because I could see how you spoke about the other woman in the diary session, and that wasn't pleasant, girl. Like, that wasn't pleasant. Like, you're too beautiful to be doing these things. Like, I need you to exude the energy of someone. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling Naliani, and I'd be happy if like they just didn't bring her back season 2. But I think with the explosive reunion, they just might. And then it started with Kim Jones' baby shower. Naliani was planning it, you know, throwing jabs and stuff. And then the other ladies then proceeded to invite people that they knew. So now, to my understanding, Naliani invited, I think, Losh and Resh. And then Losh and Resh then invited Lenore. Christina was also invited. And I think Natasha was also extension of the invite, as well as Davina. Right? And like, you could just see, like, I don't know, there was a bit of tension when everything came in, and maybe how Naliani was condescending to the guest list that was there. And that was just uncalled for, considering that in the food chain of who has the most money, girl, like, you are the last to talk about that guest list. If it's a guest list according to the mommies who are living the mommy club life, you have no business being there. Think about it. I've never seen you rock up with a car. Like, I've seen you invited once, and even when you were invited, there wasn't that scene where you rocked up with your car. I can tell you what everybody's driving. Losh and Resh drive Porsches. They drive Porsche Cayennes. Davina drives a McLaren. I saw the McLaren only. Abigail drives a Nissan. Natasha drives a Mercedes Benz. Christina got dropped off by her dad in a Mercedes Benz. But you, I didn't see nothing. Asharia, no, I actually haven't seen your car, Asharia. But the point is, you are the last to talk about that guest list. The number last. I get it, you said you're planning a baby shower for Kim. I get it, you said you're planning a baby shower for Kim. Wrong, understand? But then I did see that tension flare when Natasha walked in. And I thought it was a battle of the pretty girls. You understand? But then the reunion kind of unfolded as to why. And then there was also Christina. Christina's gone. I told myself I'm gonna be nice. 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 Christina, you're delusional. Christina, you're delusional. And now, do you hear the calm in my voice? Because the old me would have said, Christina, you're delusional. Like, delusion. Do you realize that this is being recorded? Like, do you realize that there are cameras watching you say this stuff, and your diary sessions are recorded? So they were always gonna run back the tape. Or were you just like, were you paid to do this? Now, I'm gonna be honest, Christina, you are the reason I watched it up until the very end. So let's give her roses. Let's clap for her. Christina definitely stirred the pot this season. She tried it with Lenore at Lenore's baby shower. Oh, she tried it at Kim's baby shower, where she spoke over everyone and then proceeded to lie and say her husband is a surgeon, but he's finishing his medical what. And you see, that's when everybody clocked her tea. You see, sometimes, yeah, Christina, you see, if I were next to you, I would have went, you understand? Me, I went to school so that I don't say stupid things in front of people that are better than me, or in front of people. You understand? Sometimes, this is why Lenore said, you have 2 ears, 1 mouth, so you can listen twice as much as you speak. And you were just like, you were too busy speaking to hear those gems. You were too busy speaking to hear that you must hear and not speak. So I think for me personally, I feel like Christina's delusional, but I just loved her delusion, and I love the fact that she wasn't allowing herself to be a pushover by the other ladies. One of the things that I picked up throughout the season is that once the ladies found their target, they kind of became very embroiled in this thing of constantly talking about Christina, episode after episode after episode, saying that, oh, that was so rude, oh, that was this, oh, that was that, oh, that was that, oh, that was this. But there wasn't anyone up until Lenore decided to sit down and talk to her who was actually willing. Okay, it was Kim. Kim tried, and it seems as though Kim failed. And I don't even understand why Christina was so abrasive to that setting, because I think Kim was actually trying to give her room to share her discourse. But Kim, you're also a bit of a, I'm not gonna say lapdog because I don't feel like that's what it is, but I feel like you definitely sold your soul. Sold your soul is also a bit dramatic. I feel like you wanted to be on the right group. Like you set up that picnic and you were speaking to her to gain clarity, to understand, but you were also distributing and saying, do you see why the women feel like this? You were trying to be a spokesperson, you were trying to gain favor, and that's for me where I picked it up by episode 6, episode 7, that to a certain degree I felt like you were trying to gain favor with the ladies by obviously orchestrating that picnic. And I want you guys to clarify if I'm wrong, because I'm trying my best to be as objective as I possibly can be. I feel like as much as Kim is a nice person, she's a lovely mommy, she's so sweet, but I did feel like Kim was trying to gain favor. And we saw that, and I felt that way about Kim throughout the season without reason, without justification, until the reunion when Natasha was like, hey, Kim said Naliani is coming for you. But Kim, in episode 8, when you were having your luncheon and you were shocked that Naliani asked Christina if she's coming, you were the one who told us that Naliani is your friend. So why would you turn around, go against your friend, go tell Natasha that Naliani is coming for you? And for me, as much as Natasha definitely has proven herself to be a liar, where was she getting that? Because when she was saying that Naliani is coming for you, Kim was like, yeah, but you know that Naliani, so you did say it. So that's in that specific moment, I knew that my intuition about Kim was right. I felt like Kim, a lot of the things that she was doing was trying to gain favor, but I don't think it's from a place of malice. And I'm not saying this as though you were trying to, puppy around all the other women. I think you are a nice woman. I think you drew towards the women who are nice to you, but I felt like to a certain degree, after the whole thing with Christina in the garden and the grapes, but also Christina's delusional, hey? With the grapes, I feel like there is a certain thing that women do where they become closer because they hate someone, where their friendship grows off their hatred for someone in particular. And I'm not singling you out, Kim, by saying this. I think all the women did it. Okay, so it's not a you thing, and please don't take it personally, but I do feel like if you watch it back a little bit, I wish you had more of an individual opinion about things. But everything you did was fine. That's how I saw it. Okay, so then there was that Kim Jones's baby shower. Naliani was mean. Christina spoke over everybody. She kind of lied, and everyone kind of realized that we're not really messing with Christina. And then Lenore's event came. When Lenore's event came, that's when the whole conversation of being racist came up. So Lenore was telling a story about how much she's had to go through. And by the way, Lenore, shout out to you, mama. You are a strong ass woman. Okay, you're a strong woman of color. I almost said you're a strong black woman, but you're a woman of color to me, and I vibe with you like that, okay? You are such a strong woman, and everything that you've been through is a testimony of how amazing and strong you are as an individual. And the reason I love Lenore is because she stands on what's real and what's true. She doesn't need to be accompanied by a group of people, and we saw that when they were being addressed at the gun shooting range thing about the makeup thing. So the second event that occurred is when Lenore was telling a story and how she entered Miss India and won, and how Christina felt like, oh, okay, that must have been really difficult because obviously you're not Indian, you're colored, and you're competing against a lot of Indian women. Now, here's how I feel about that situation. Christina, I think she wasn't being racist. I know you guys are gonna beat my ass for this. Christina was not being racist, and I'm gonna stand on that. She may have not delivered it correctly, but she was not being racist. She was actually trying to say, you probably have been through so much. competing in a pageant that is specifically focused on one culture, a culture of which Lenore is not a part of. Do you understand what I'm saying? Of which, now, let's tackle it. Lenore does have some Indian roots. So, yes, she does qualify for that, for that pageant. But what Christina was trying to say and the way in which she worded it was obviously not how it came out. And that part, I understand Lenore's concern. So when Lenore was sitting her down, that was the perfect opportunity for Christina to just listen and apologize and say, you know what, that's not how it was meant to come out. Because the way in which Christina was responding, yeah, then you should educate me, you're old, you're this, you're that. Do I think Lenore took it personally, a bit too personal? Of course I did. Do I think it was justified? To a certain extent, it was justified because that was not the time and place for you to be saying that. You could have said you were so strong for entering, leave it there. As a matter of fact, Christina, you didn't even have to say it at all because Lenore does have Indian roots. Whether or not those roots are most dominant in her appearance or in her current culture is not the point. It's neither here nor there. But the point is maybe you shouldn't have said it to begin with. And the fact that someone is offended, you don't really get to decide how you offended someone. And I think that's where the tumultuous, relationship between them started. Of which, again, Christina's young, and I feel like what she was saying was not meant to be racist, nor was she implying any sort of racism. But what she said offended Lenore, and that was that. And she should have left it at that. So cool. I think Christina was quite stubborn this season, but I think she did come around slowly but surely. But then there was that whole thing kind of following Kim, where she was like, the grapes are dirty and stuff like that. And this is where I saw the dynamics. I don't think Christina fears Kim because they're more or less in the same age category. But I think she does have a fear to the other ladies because they're older than her. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Because I feel like she tackled, no, but I could be wrong. She tackled everybody. She tackled everybody. She tackled everybody. She was coming for everybody and everybody was coming for everybody. And then the second thing that I noticed, guys, by the way, I'm not going to go through every single thing that they did with their kids and stuff like that because we're not here for that. We're here for that. We're happy to see you guys bonding with your kids, taking your kids to, these things, taking your kids to the pilot training, taking your kids out for your nails, taking your kids to church. No, not church, like to the temple, praying and stuff like that. But I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Ain't nobody cared about that. We were just here to see the drama. I'm just saying. I'm so sorry. Like, guys, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, the second event where I started kind of cementing who I liked and disliked was definitely Abigail's event. Now, Abigail, this is why I genuinely think the person you should be afraid of is Abigail. A friend to everyone is a friend to no one. You can't sit there, Abigail, and agree with the ladies that Christina's rude and this and this and that, and then turn around, invite her, turn around, entertain her at Kim Jones's luncheon. Look, but also I understand Abigail. Abigail, I mean, singling Christina out, already the other ladies aren't talking to her, already the other ladies are acting funny towards her. I respect Abigail for obviously, being a friend, accommodating her, but then shut your mouth when they're saying shitty things. You understand? And I think that's from her lawyer background. She knows exactly what to say and when to say it and how to say it. And I'm also going to touch on the whole stepmother thing. Now, Abigail was talking to Natasha about being a stepmom and her relationship with her stepkids and how she needs to set the boundary and set the tone. And Natasha was like, no, I have a good relationship, a friendly relationship and stuff like that. I feel like Abigail's judgmental. You guys are all moms. You come from different backgrounds. You parent your kids differently. And I understand that you were trying to shed some light. You were trying to shed some pearls of wisdom as someone who doesn't have a kid with her current husband but is entering into a marriage with someone who already has kids. As someone who has a parent who married into a family of my dad's kids. That being that, I understood where you were trying to go with the situation, but also in the same breath, I don't necessarily think that you and Natasha were close enough for you to embed those pearls of wisdom. Like, it's not your place. You don't know Natasha, you don't know her husband, you don't know how she is with her kids. So I think you trying to develop a relationship by trying to impart those pearls of wisdom was definitely not your place. And also at the reunion, when it came where you were saying that Lenore has a very laid back relationship with her kids, was also another, like, do you keep quiet? Like, we know you're judgmental because you're always in a court with a judge, but could you shh, judge when you're in the courtroom? Judge when you're doing whatever. Okay, you could actually just be in the legal team, can't sign fine. But Abigail was very flip-floppy for me this season. There were certain things about her. It was just like, there was something I felt about her was just very demeaning. And like, I don't know. And I kind of get why Natasha was like, dude, we live in different generations. Because you guys do. And your parenting styles are different. And your kids' ages are different. So, and for me, I just feel like that was a bit invasive for you. You didn't know Natasha prior to that, but let's go by the theory that you did, right? That was not your place. That was absolutely not your place. Like, no one's gonna tell me how to parent my children, stepchild or not. You're not gonna do that. I appreciate you can talk about your relationship and what you should do, but don't tell me that you should set a boundary. What are you talking about? Mama, just go curl your hair, wear your eye contacts, and leave me out of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get me? Do you get? Oh my God, these ladies are gonna hate me because every time I keep trying to tell a TV recap and tell myself I'm gonna be a good person, I end up saying some shit that's gonna get me in trouble. So yeah, guys, I wasn't really feeling Abigail. Abigail is quite judgmental. Abigail thinks, like, Abigail, for me, my feeling about her is that she thinks she knows better. She thinks she knows better because she's older. And for me, it's kind of like, okay. You're also talking about parenting styles of Lenore, who has 3 beautiful teenagers. Of course, these teenagers are 18, 19. You can't parent them the same way you're parenting 2-year-olds or like 6, 7-year-olds. I don't know. I just think like you overstepped your boundary a bit too much, and also you're a flip-flopper. You're not gonna sit here and say some shit about Christina and then turn around and entertain her. And that's when the ladies side-eyed you, because I was just like, we're all sitting here saying that Christina ain't shit. And then you come to the luncheon and she's sitting next to you and you're like giggling with her. And okay, well, giggling is a bit exaggerated, but you're like talking to her, and after, you see, my thing is, you really gotta stand on business. I know that Christina didn't do anything to you, so yes, you are inclined to be as neutral to the situation as possible. But if you're going to be neutral to the situation, then that means not engaging in conversations where you outright agree with the other ladies that she's not a good person. Because even Natasha didn't have any sort of a situation with Christina. But Natasha also kept her distance and was just like, you're gonna disrespect people I'm around, I'm not gonna entertain you. You understand what I'm saying? I just think they needed to be more of a backbone there on your end, but I'm good with you. I ain't different to you. Just raise your kids and stand, keep your business out other people's kids, child. Keep your business out other people's kids, okay? You don't comment on other people's kids. You raise your kids and I'm gonna raise my imaginary kids, and everybody's gonna be happy. Like, stay out of Natasha's business with her husband and her kids, okay? But I also do think, because Abigail's older, she was trying to impart pearls of wisdom, and I think Natasha should have not received it in the manner that she did. Lenore had a right to, because that comment didn't seem like it came from a place of, I'm trying to embed pearls of wisdom. But with Natasha, I do think that she was. But at the reunion, she was like, yeah, it'll change. Yeah, it'll change. She's still young. It'll change. What? Why would you? Whatever, girl. Whatever. I would have just told her straight up. If I was Shahana, I would have told her, get in your Nissan and get out of here. Get in your Toyota and get out of here, because you clearly don't know how to act. You clearly don't know how to act. But you could tell by the reunion that there was a lot of beef between the ladies. Like, people were not feeling each other by the time we got on set. And then fast forward to what else happened. They did their career day. The career day was great. And I noticed that they did try to include Christina. And at some point, Christina really kind of changed. And she was more receptive to being responsible for her actions, which I'm going to commend you for. I think it takes a lot of, takes a lot of maturity for you to admit when you've made a mistake, even though it took a lot of women trying to show you that. At some point you plucked up the courage, you sat down with Lenore, you explained what you were going through, and postpartum depression is a very real thing, and you had every right. No, you didn't have a right to treat them like that, but it makes more sense understanding the tumultuous time you've been going through with postpartum depression. And I really felt for you in that time. And that's probably why I ain't having no kids. I'm never gonna join a mommy club because I ain't gonna have no kids. Unless the man who bought me raises decides that he wants it. So, Zundibon. And then guys, let's fast forward to Kim Jones's, she did like a little dinner, but yeah, a little luncheon at her new coffee shop. That coffee shop is gorgeous. Oh man, it's so gorgeous. But anyway, let's fast forward to the end, guys. We then get to Natasha's shooting events where we then get to the twins. So Losh and Rish, they have their makeup class. Now this is where I started feeling like Losh and Rish are being unreasonable here. I know that at Lenore's, Alessandro's thing. Also, Maria, Neil, if you don't get out my motherfucking face, like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Lenore, you were stirring the pot there. Lenore, you were stirring the pot there. Lenore. No, I've never even seen Maria invite you on any season of Real Housewives of Durban. And now all of a sudden you're bringing Maria here. Lenore. Anyway, Lenore decided at Alessandro's party to bring Maria and Neil, but I will give them this, Maria and Neil didn't stir any pot, they just came there, but I do feel like the other women were wondering what the hell Maria and Neil are doing there, and rightfully so. Ooh, and did you see how, was it Rish or Losh? It was Rish who clocked Maria's tea when she was at paddle. On some, I don't even know what she was doing there. She's talking about us, we need to be understanding, when she was a instigator the whole time. I'm like, Naledi may tell a joke, but she'll never tell a lie. What did I say in all the other recaps before I decided that I want to change today? What did I say about Maria in the other recaps? What did I say about Maria Kavatsnaki? I don't remember, but it sounds Greek. What did I say? Exactly. Because I don't lie. But I also didn't understand the relevance of Neil and Maria being there. So if they do know Lenore and they were friends with her, then it's perfectly fine. But I do think Maria, I don't think she was trying to be weird about it. I do think she was trying to kind of bring the piece together. But yeah, you don't really know these ladies. So it did come across as though you're trying to be the big sister. And they're just like, we've watched you. And yeah, no. Rish was like, yeah, we've seen you on your little show. And you see how Rish was talking about it. Like, we see you. We saw you on your little ass show. Yeah, you were a bully on your little show. On your little show, mind you, with your little broke ass friends. Nah, but Maria isn't broke. She's got a beautiful house. Actually, she's actually not broke. Anyway, so then let's fast forward to Natasha. So Lenore, I think she was stirring the pot with that, but I think it was her son's birthday. She was inviting people that were her friends and her son's friends, so that was fine. And I think from that episode onwards, we started kind of identifying a disconnect. At some point, the women were all in unison, and there was one villain, and that was Christina. But by that episode, I don't know if it was 9 or 10, where Alessandro had his birthday, there was a disconnect with the ladies by that time. The twins felt some type of way about Lenore bringing Maria. The twins felt some type of way about Abigail, unless that episode with Kim Jones was before or after. They felt some type of way. Naledi felt some type of way about Natasha. Like, a lot of people were secretly starting to kind of side-eye each other. You could kind of see the disconnect at some point. Like, if there were a harmonious balance between everybody getting along versus one individual, it was starting to crack. And it was interesting by the time that they sat at their reunion how everything was kind of positioned, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And then we had Natasha's shooting range, and that is where you could literally see who's an individual and who's a follower, who's a leader and who's a follower. So we had the twins' makeup class, and they raised it up at Lenore Alessandro's birthday party, where they were saying, guys, the thing is called Dare to Go Bare. Now, ladies, come here. Lush, Rich, you're ridiculous. You're so ridiculous. Like, you're ridiculous. Everything you guys were complaining about was, how are you gonna invite me to a makeup class and then have your makeup done? Okay, how are you gonna be mad at me for having my makeup done? I don't understand. So, but let's break it down. The event was called Dare to Go Bare. And guys, to be really honest, me Naledi ne. My thing is, Dare to Go Bare would have meant nothing. I would have still came with my makeup. We're filming a reality show here, people. I want to look perfect at all times. This thing's going to be watched by the entire nation. You understand? The entire country. And other people in other parts of the world are watching this. So you said Dare to Go Bare. But now if we really like make it technical, you guys said we're daring you to go bare. And people are saying we can accept the dare or we can decline the dare. And I just don't understand why the ladies or the twins got so upset about the fact that there was some woman who came with their makeup on. Lush, Resh, I've never seen you guys once this whole season without makeup. Not even once. Not even once. I really like you guys, but I don't know who you guys think you are. Like, seriously, I really like you guys, but you guys are being ridiculous. I've never seen you guys once without makeup on. And in that makeup class, if you guys had no makeup on, I would have understood the validity of your frustration about the fact that the other ladies came without makeup on. But I've never seen you guys, even when you're chilling at home, even when you're doing the most basic of tasks, you're sewing and you have makeup on. I've never seen any of the ladies this season at any point without makeup on. And that was just an unfair remark. That was just unfair. The ladies came either way to support you. I'm definitely on Lenore's side with this. I'm on Lenore's side, Natasha and Asharia, because I feel like you are not going to force me to do something I don't want to do as a grown-up. You can be upset that I didn't attend, but you're not going to force me to not wear makeup, and then when I get there, you've got makeup on. And then I leave there with a shitty face beat, and then I must still be seen by the whole of Gateway Mall or Oceans or wherever that arc is, because you guys wanted me to come with makeup on and record it on TV. Please be so fucking for real. Like, be fucking for real. Like, be for real. Okay? But anyway, yeah, I just feel like Lush, Resh, you guys were very, very ridiculous for that. You were very ridiculous, and it was just a very unfair take on you guys. You guys should have also not had your makeup on. You should have done your makeup as well. If you're gonna host a makeup class and you want your friends to kind of adhere, these are grown-ups, they have makeup artists. Natasha said she doesn't know how to do her own makeup. Guys, just let people be. Like, we're grown-ups, okay? You can't force people to do something they don't want to do. I just think that's just uncalled for. They attended. I'd understand if they didn't even bother to attend. That I would have understood, considering that you guys attend all their events. But then asking people to come without makeup on when they don't want to is just a bit, I don't know. I can't defend you guys in this instance. I'm not on your side. I'm on their side. And then that's kind of where it ended. And then after that, they kind of had a fight. Lenore said, why didn't you guys come with makeup on? I was like, Lenore is me. I am Lenore. I would have asked him the same question. I would have said, you're being fucking ridiculous. You're being ridiculous. Why would you come with makeup on and want me to come without makeup on? And now Lenore already is a diva in her own right. We're talking about someone who loves clothes, who loves fashion, who loves looking beautiful. You've also got Natasha, a model, who loves looking at her best. You're asking those people to tone it down for a class to do mediocre makeup. And when I say mediocre, I'm saying them because they don't know how to do makeup. No, guys. And Kim, stop lying saying you like that look. Kim, stop lying. I love you so much, but stop lying, Kim. Stop it. Guys, they did Pilates. Was it Pilates or yoga on the beach walk, on that walking thing where you walk to the beach, ne? I don't know what it's called. They all had makeup on. I was so shocked. I'm like, guys, in this heat, doing yoga, like exercising, makeups. I just feel like Kim did a while about it. Okay, I don't remember if Kim had makeup on, but that's not the point. It's neither here nor there. Potatoes and apples. But no. And then I think that was the last episode, and then we had the very explosive reunion. Now, I have to say kudos to Shahan. Shahan, you did a fantastic job. You are by far one of the best reunion hosts we've had for any reality show. Any. Even since Fat Joe days. Like, I have never seen someone read my mind the way you have. You asked all the relevant questions. You basically put women on the spot to answer these questions. Because I feel like sometimes with our previous hosts, I felt like frustrated because they weren't asking the questions that we're dying so much to hear the answers. So I feel like Shahan, you did an immaculate job. That job was immaculate, Shahan. So proud of you. Wanna see you win, baby. I mean, I also want your job. I'm not even finna cap. Like, if there's anyone that wants me to do a reunion host, call me. I'll be there. But Shahan was so, like, he was perfect for the job. And Shahan asked all the questions. But that reunion, Nitasha, my babe. Nitasha. Who? Naliani. Who? That reunion was explosive. Alright guys, look, this video is gonna be too long. So if you guys want me to do a part 2 where I recap the reunion, then let me know. But until then, I'm gonna close it off here because I know you guys have the attention spans of a hamster. I'm gonna close it off here, and then we will then address the reunion on a separate video. So comment down below and let me know if you want me to tackle the reunion. Should I tackle it now? Should I? I shouldn't. Anyway, we're back at it. I've decided no, we're tackling the reunion. So Shahan asked all the relevant questions. You could see there was a really big divide between the women, and I felt like the person who stood on their word in this episode was Naliani. Naliani exposed Nitasha so bad. And Nitasha, what are you doing kicking down doors, swearing at people, classing them, saying all this other riffraff, and then deflecting? I don't know Naliani. But you know where she stays. Yeah? You know where she stays. But you turn her Naliani. It's giving stalker. But also you, Naliani, it's also giving stalker alerts. And I'm gonna tell you why. Naliani, you were a big fan of Nitasha until you linked up with her on set. So the truth of the matter is, and I'm gonna just lay it down for what it is. You guys both know each other. You just don't like each other. You guys are each other's competition. You looked up to Nitasha, and then you realized that you don't like her as per when you met her on set and this, that, and the third. And Nitasha doesn't like you either because you guys are competing for the exact same piece of the pie. You guys want your models, and you guys are obviously working in this industry, and this industry is obviously, there's gatekeepers everywhere. But at the end of the day, you guys are sitting here claiming you guys don't know each other. I don't respect you. Me, I don't know you, but you know she lives in Westshire, and you know that she lives there by this, and my family's got big cars and big trucks, and like, you're trying to cross me. I come from there, and I'm proud. And I don't know Naliani. They're both actually the same person. One just chose to stand on business, and the other one didn't. And Nitasha, that spoke volumes about you. Like, I honestly, if I were you, I would have taken that shit. I would have said, I did kick that door down. I did swear. I did say you're from there. Are you not? Because you're not going to do that stuff and then sit there and say, no, I didn't swear. And then a Sharia comes and says, you actually did. And then you're like, I don't even know Naliani. I just heard that she said this about me from India, and I just want to prove to you guys that I went to India. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, Nitasha. Like, nobody cares. We care about whether you kicked the door down. Did you swear at her? Did you say you know her? Did you say, whatever you said, fuck, fuckity, fuck. You see, I'm saying the F-bombs. But, like, you literally said that, and Asharia seconded it. I don't know, is that the right English? And you sat there, and you doubled down. No, you didn't double down. You actually sat there and pretended you didn't do what you did 2 hours prior to shooting. So anyway, guys, this reunion wasn't mind-blowing at all, to be honest, because they didn't really touch much on Christina. And I think the most important thing that we need to touch on is on episode 2, because I think episode 1 ended up being kind of like a back and forth between Nitasha, Naledi, and them kind of ousting each other. Naledi went as far as getting a private investigator to find out about all the stuff Nitasha was doing behind closed doors. And if you ask me, I do believe Nitasha did that. I do believe Nitasha knew exactly who Naledi was. I do believe Nitasha had some sort of envy towards Naledi, not because of anything that she has, but because she viewed Naledi as a threat. She definitely viewed Naledi as a threat way before the show even began. I think another reason that I definitely believed her is her inability to take accountability for the fact that she actually kicked the door open and she said all that stuff, and then she pretended that she didn't say that. Then I believe that she started that account. Then I believe that she got people to harass Naledi, to say bad things about Naledi. She was definitely pulling the same stunt as Nicole from Selling Sunset. You understand what I'm saying? And she tried to pull the good girl victim act. But I also believe Naledi is a mean girl. I believe Naledi can stand on business, but that doesn't really take away the stain that you have as a mean girl, because you say all these things and then you're like, yeah, but I didn't think it was come across as a bad thing. No, Naledi, from the unseen footage, you were already coming across as a hater. Because you know what? Newsflash, you are a hater. You hate the fact she is going overseas. Whether she went the other week or the other week, it doesn't really matter. Whether you saw it Gateway, it doesn't really matter. The point is, you are a hater, and you just, what your hatred did was showcase a jealousy aspect towards Nitasha. It didn't really make you seem like you stand on business and you tell the truth. It just made you seem like, it made you seem bitter. That's the problem here. And I don't want that for you, because you're too beautiful to be acting like that. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's pretty much what happened on most of episode 1. And I'm glad that Asharia stood on business. I'm glad that Asharia defended Naledi, despite the fact that Asharia said, Nitasha, you know I love you, but you did that shit. You did that shit. You did that. So it kind of placed Asharia in definitely my top 5. I respect someone who can stand on business and defend the truth, because she could have kept quiet and said, I don't want to be involved. And like, I don't remember, I just saw, and that would have indicated a level of fear towards Nitasha. But Asharia was like, Nitasha, I love you, but you did that. You did that. You know? So it kind of showcases that she is an individual thinker, and I love that about her. Lenore is an individual thinker, which I also appreciate about her. Christina is actually, despite the chaos, an individual thinker, which we can also give that to her as well. Whether her thinking capacity is a bit, you know, diluted, jaded, but she is an individual thinker nonetheless, and she stands on her word. I love that. The other ladies, I think they kind of sway in groups. Like Lenore, Rish, Kim, Abby, who else am I missing? Davina. I think they all feel like they work better as a group. Like they have some sort of, yeah, right, yes, you know. But anyway, that was like the whole of season 1. I am still waiting to see episode 2 of the reunion, but comment down below if you think I was accurate. If you think I was inaccurate, that's unfortunately your situation to handle. Open your own YouTube channel and give me a different perspective. No, I'm kidding, dude. I'm kidding. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you think I was on the mark about the ladies. If you think there were parts that I missed. But until then, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next recap of Mommy Club, Sugar and Spice.